Okay.
Well, good morning, all. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. It's Judith. Welcome to our new bone density focused class. Actually, just so you know, is that every time you're doing yoga, you really are working on your bone density. So this is just going to focus more on certain postures. And before we even begin the class, I've recommended this book before. Right here. Here you go. It's too bright. It's Yoga for Osteoporosis. And the author is Lauren Fishman, Fishman, MD. I think I can't highly recommend it enough. It gives you all kinds of variations for the poses, using blankets, props, whatever to help get you where you need to be going. So I highly recommend it. They also have the same kind of book, Yoga for Arthritis, and I also think for scoliosis. So lots of information there. So I'd recommend you get this if you really want to be serious about addressing osteoporosis or osteopenia. What we use in this class would be, of course, a yoga mat. If you don't have a mat, you could substitute it with a blanket folded or a beach towel, maybe on a carpeted surface would be the best solution. If you try doing things on the wood or tile floor, your bones won't like it. Mine certainly don't. These are yoga blocks. These are great props to have. I have short arms and legs, so these are like arm extenders for me. But you can use them in a variety of ways. And they're not very expensive. You can get them online. Yoga strap is a great prop to have. This is a standard yoga strap. And if you don't have a standard yoga strap, you could substitute with with a scarf, a belt, a dog leash, a bathrobe tie. The blocks you could substitute with a couple of canned goods of equal size and weight if you want to try that today. Soften them with maybe some washcloths, the tops. And then I have a set of hand weights here. This is a set of 1-pounders. I recommend heavier than 2-pounders. And you may wish to defer weights until you feel like you need more challenge. And you can keep adding them in, fold them in there that way. I've rolled up a towel, affixed it with rubber bands. This is my little fake bolster. And I put that behind my knees or any place that needs padding. If I'm in some sort of pose where, you have some open space, you can tuck it in there. There's also a squishy mat. And then I had, where did I put that ball? Squishy, here it is. Bear with me. It matches my shirt today. So squishy balls are great to have as well. So all kinds of props you can have to incorporate with these poses. So grab a copy of that book. I think it's well worth it. So here we go. If you have questions, save them for the end of class. Please stay muted throughout the class so there's no background noise. And if whatever's being offered does not work for your body, you know it. You can modify. I do on this side for my shoulder problem. You can do something else like another posture you enjoy, or you can skip it altogether. So you are in charge, all right? So let's start. And if you want to, the chair, I didn't discuss the chair. We need the chair. This is a standard metal folding chair. No wheels for sure, preferably no arms. So you can use the chair to help balance yourself if you're standing, or you can have it to sit in and do poses that way. If you have an available wall, that's a great thing too to have. So I want to show you a couple of things there. All right, so let's start with the feet pointing forward, directly under the hips. We'll just start working up from the feet. So lift the right heel, place it down. Lift the left heel, place it down. Now, as you do this, think about your posture. So maybe you want to roll those shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Opening the chest. And think about the crown of the head floating up to the sky. So you're always being aware of your posture. We have a tendency to slump because we're slumping either over computers, steering wheels, shopping carts. So you need to sort of do the opposite contraindication to do the other direction. So you're not constantly going forward. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay right here. Maybe you want to go double time. So you're bicycle pedaling heels. You might want to stay at that first level. You can decide, you know how it feels in your body. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay here, bicycle pedal. Maybe you want to break into that baby march. So once you get arms and legs coordinated here, think about making it vigorous. Knees can only go as high as the waist. Doesn't have to be, Cirque du Soleil here. Heavens no. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep marching on 1. And now we're going to just step out, in, out, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to center. Slowly keep marching in place and maybe bringing it down so you're really only just tapping the foot, tapping the toes, opposite arm, opposite foot, getting the feeling of that. Big full breaths for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly coming down to stillness. Now the feet can come about shoulder width apart. And let's start circling some hips here. So as you inhale forward, you squeeze the navel to spine. As you exhale, as you round in the back. Noticing as you move, any tight spots, any sticky or dark or sore spaces, and just directing your breath to those areas. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Circling back to center. Now the hips move in the opposite direction. Now you're going to notice that this direction feels the same as the other direction. Keep moving. Keep circling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to stillness. Shoulders rolling forward, up, back, and down. Whew. Nice and easy. Again, noticing any tight spots, any sore spots, and directing your breath to those areas. We'll do 4 more. Opening the chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Now you're going to circle in the other direction. Noticing any differences or changes in this direction. We're just noticing there's no self-judgment, there's no competition, not even with yourself. Big full breaths from 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Shake out the arms and the shoulders. The feet here can be directly under your hips, toes point forward. We're going to start bouncing. Lift the heels, maybe a half an inch, a quarter of an inch. And here now, as we're bouncing, we're working on bone density right here. So bone density as well as promoting the movement of lymph and blood, chi, life force throughout the system. So think about keeping the heels pumping up and down, and the body can just move any way that feels wonderful. So it's a little meditation in motion here, and you can move the body any way that feels right. For 8, 7, 6, 5, get rid of that stress. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly coming down to stillness, maybe just moving the knees softly and just shaking out the feet and the legs. I can certainly feel that in my calves. We're also strengthening the feet, the ankles, the Achilles tendons, and the calves. We tend to forget about all those areas until they start hurting. So now we're going to pay attention to them. I'm going to take the chair and face the back of the chair seat. Again, feet are directly under your hips, toes point forward. I will not mirror you for this. Left foot comes back. The foot goes flat on the mat as best you can, so you don't go farther until that foot is flat. So you're not going to go up. You're going to go flat. And then this front foot stays forward. The torso is going to tilt forward about 15 degrees. You should notice a stretch in the back of the left leg. Those hamstrings are expanding gently for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Staying right here, the torso comes upright. Now that back heel can lift. And now the two legs are going to bend together. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then bringing that left foot forward. Right foot goes back. Same idea. Only as far back as you can keep the foot flat. You should be feeling that stretch in your hamstrings already. Now you're going to tilt forward, maybe 15 degrees with the torso. A passive runner stretch here. You should feel the back of your leg here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Torso comes upright. Now that back heel lifts up. Both legs are going to bend together and the torso stays upright. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We straighten. Right foot comes back forward. Shake out the feet and the legs. Very nice. Now you continue to face your chair back. The feet are going to go ankles together and the toes point out 30 to 45. That's first position in ballet for you dancers out there. And now from here, we're going to lift up on the tippy toes, and then we're going to float those heels back down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted on 1. Heels are lifted. Now you're going to just do a little baby plie. Inhale, bend the knees, they track over toes. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Stay down on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We straighten. Heels are still lifted. Now finding a drishti point in front of you on the wall or the floor. That's just a spot that's not going to move. You're going to use it to help with your balance. Focusing, maybe one arm wants to come up. You're still on your tippy toes. And then maybe the second arm wants to come up to balance on your tippy toes. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One arm comes down, second arm comes down, heels float down. Oh, such a relief, right? Shake out the legs and the feet. Very nice. Now from here, I'm going to take my chair, and you can use the chair as a prop for support or not. You may not need the chair. I'm also going to suggest if you want to have a block and want to have a block handy, that's also an option. So we're going to take the feet wide. We're going to go ahead and keep facing forward with the torso. Let's slide the right hand down the outside of the leg. Left fist goes into left armpit. Come back to center. Sliding the arm down the outside of the left leg, right fist into right armpit. Nice and slow. So we're getting a nice stretch to those intercostal muscles. They attach to the side ribs. And they have a lot to do with getting your lungs completely full of air when you inhale. So you've got to keep those muscles hydrated and lubricated. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. And now you're going to stay with the wide legs, but you're going to turn to your right. And now you're going to slide the hands down the inside and the outside of that right leg. Bowing, exhale. Inhale as you come up. This left knee is soft. Bowing at exhale. Coming up, inhale. So now you're getting at those leg muscles at a different angle. Let's do a few more like this at your own rhythm, your own pace. Try not to rush it. Very nice. Next time you go down, stay down. And try to press the chest close to the top of your thigh. Now that right hand could rest on the block, it could rest on the chair seat. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. That right arm can either go to the sacrum or it could go straight up to sky. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Now that left hand goes around, you're just twisting to the opposite direction, to the left. Top hand can rest on sacrum, the top arm goes straight up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm comes down. And then you go face your leg again, the right leg, and you come back up nice and slow. Very gently, coming back to center. Roll the shoulders. Open it. Open that chest. And just pausing here in the middle. Noticing how the right leg feels compared to the left leg. Big breath in. Big breath out. Let's turn and face that left straight leg. Sliding down the inside, the outside of that left leg. Bowing and then rising up. That right knee can stay soft. And then noticing how this leg feels compared to the other leg. They may feel the same, they may not. Just doing a little inventory of what the body is going to do this morning. Let's do 2 more just like this. Inhale and exhale. And the next time you go down, stay down. And then grab whatever you can grab. Maybe you want to take your block. Have that handy or not. Pressing your chest close to the top of the left thigh. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. The left arm either goes to the sacrum or up straight up to sky. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. Left hand holds on to the left ankle as the right arm goes straight back up or to the sacrum. You can decide. So you're twisting in the opposite direction. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm floats down. And then you just slide those arms and hands all the way up that leg. Come back to center. Again, open the chest. Think about opening the chest. Legs can come back underneath the hips now. Now you're going to interlace those fingers behind the back of the body. This is another way of opening your chest and counteracting that forward slump that I seem to have all day long. I just to constantly remind myself. So the fingers interlace here behind your back. If they don't meet, maybe the palms could just face each other. Or if you have a scarf or a belt, you could go ahead and work your hands together over time, not necessarily in the next 5 minutes, to get your hands together. So choose which option works for you. We're going to stretch those arms away for 4, 3, 2, 1. Maybe you want to stay right here. Maybe if you want more challenge, you're going to cross the right foot outside of your left foot. Both feet are flat. Again, a drishti point is helpful here. So you can focus on a spot that doesn't move. You're squeezing the thighs together like crazy, like a little personal tree trunk. And maybe you want to stay right here, balancing. If you want more challenge, maybe a forward fold. And then when you come to a sticking point, there you will stop. 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Coming up, triple slow time, unwinding the legs, shaking everything out. And now again, we're returning. Arms behind the back. If you've got the fingers interlaced this time, it's the awkward clasp this time. So it's the different thumb on top. So it's going to feel weird. It wouldn't be your automatic go-to, right? So the feet can be directly underneath your hips. Option 1. Option 2, left foot outside of right foot, squeezing the thighs together. Option 3, going into a forward fold. Balancing when you come to your sticking point, there you will stop, drawing the arms over the head or in that direction. Big full breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly with a flat back, it's important you rise up with a flat back. Don't try to roll it up. It's just making your osteoporosis, it's not helping. Let's put it that way. Shake everything out. Shake out the arms and the legs. I hope everyone stayed upright or didn't fall over for that one. Now let's just see. I'm going to use the chair for support for my balance. And the weight will be in your right leg. And we're going to keep that left leg straight. We're going to kick out to the side. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. The other thing I forgot to mention also is that if you want more challenge as we move along through the class over time, there are such things as wrist weights and ankle weights. So you're adding weight there. You're stressing the bones more. So you might want to think about adding those in over time. Okay. So left leg is straight. Exhale, inhale. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Coming back to center. Now I'm stepping a little away from my support, but this leg is going to cross the midline. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Come back to center. Let's shake out both legs, both feet and legs. And now you can grab the back of your chair. You may not need it. Maybe just put your hands on waist. Then lift that left leg and do little pumps here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Dangle the lower leg. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to stillness. Figure 8 with your bent left knee. Moving that leg, getting action going in your hip bone here. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. It comes down, shake it out. And now here again, feet under the hips. Pause. Big breath in. Big breath out. How does the left leg feel compared to the right leg? Now we'll do the other side. So now the weight will be in your left leg. My hand is on the back of that chair. Right leg is straight. The right foot stays flexed throughout. We're going to swing that leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring it down. Try not to abruptly stop. Nice and easy. And now we're going to step a little bit away from your support if you're using support. Right leg crosses midline. Exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then foot comes down, shake it out. Weight goes in your left leg. Float that right knee up. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stillness. And now you're going to dangle the lower leg for 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to stillness. Figure 8 with your bent right knee for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Loading it down. Shake everything out. How's everyone doing? You might want to grab some water. I'm going to grab some water. And just noticing now as you're watering, where has the energy moved in the body? Just observing. Again, no self-judgment. So if you have props and want to have them nearby, here's your opportunity. I will show you this version. It just says something moving here. No, it's an and, I think. Okay. All right. So coming to sit in your chair mindfully, you're going to press forward onto your chair seat. So you're not collapsing into the back of the chair. You're sitting upright. And here, you can pull the flesh away from sits bones, or you can actually take the flesh of the thigh and stretch it to the side. So you're getting a nice connection with your sits bones onto your chair. Now you may not have one of these squishy balls, but I'll show you an option. Let's do it first with the squishy balls. If you don't have one, use your imagination. And then I'll show you a way you can do it without using that, all right? So here we go. You've got the squishy ball or nothing between your legs. And you're going to try to squeeze that ball, smush it. And so I think what we should do is just do pulses to start. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then releasing that for now. Now the way you do it without that prop is you got your soft fists. You're going to place them on the inside of your thigh, each thigh. And so the knees are saying, okay, we're going to push you guys together. And the hands are saying, no, we're going to push you apart. So it's an isometric press. The legs pressing inward, the hands pressing outward. I've got my upper arms glued to the side ribs. So you have leverage there for your hands. You're sitting tall, crown of head is floating to sky. And so we're going to pump the belly. Now that means you're going to expand it like a balloon. Inhale, exhale, navel to spine. That's what pump the belly means. And while we're pressing and pulling with the arms and the legs, and that's several things to think about here. So inhale for 8, and then you're going to start pumping the belly while you're doing the arms and the legs. Big full breath. Inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it. Oh, shake everything out. So here on this kind of exercises, you are stressing the bone material and helping to build the bones more so that instead of decreasing or at least maintaining or increasing your bone density. Let's go ahead and do the opposite now. So no fists for this version. We're going to press on the outside of the legs. Again, pushing those knees together and the legs say, no, no, we're going to push you apart. So you've still got that isometric press going. You're sitting tall. You're pumping your belly for 8. Inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release it, shake it out. Now you can see doing any of these moves with with ankle weights and wrist weights would also create more stress for the bones. Just don't leap into that immediately. See how you do without them, and then see if you might want to add them in later. I'm taking my 1 pound weight set, nothing heavier than 2 pounds if you're using weights. So in your right hand, no weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your right hand. The palm faces towards your screen. We're going to do some biceps. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, slow it down, 6, 5, let the muscle do the work, not momentum, 4, 3, 2, 1. This time only open halfway. The forearm is parallel to the earth. The palm faces the ceiling. Little pumps upwards with the palm for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay right here on just this right side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back down. Lower it down slowly. Very nice. Shake out that arm in my hand. Oh, I'll get it in a minute. All right. Switch to the other side. The palm faces outward. No weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your left hand. Biceps. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 8, 7. See if you can slow it down. It's harder to do it when you do it slow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Only open halfway now so that the forearm is parallel to the earth. The palm can open up a bit. And I've got my upper arm close to my side ribs for support. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the forearm parallel, out and in, out, in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly bring it down, nice and easy. Shake everything out. Going back to your right arm. No weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your right hand. You're going to take a right angle with your arm. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 8, nice and slow. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Keep the arms straight. Half rainbow arc as you resist the gravity coming down. So try not to let your arm fall down, but let resisting the gravity eventually get you there. Nice. Whew. Let's go to the other side. This is my injured side. So I'm gonna not use a weight for this side. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten the arm. Slowly, slowly resist the gravity. You're not letting that arm collapse. And by resisting, you're strengthening your bones. There you go. Very nice. And so now the hands can be placed face down on your thighs. No weight or one weight on each thigh. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now you can press on your thighs as you wish, but it's not a death press. It's just enough pressure to feel like you have a little bit of a challenge. So here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Really nice. Ah. And then let's go forward with the torso. The legs are in parallel. No weight or one weight in each hand. The palms face the wall behind you. So you're going to keep your torso angled about 15 degrees. The straight arms come up here. And you're going to keep your arms straight and higher than your bums. So you're not going to go this way to lift the arms. The arms stay elevated. And you're going to lift as you pump the palms up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly bring those arms down. Now you're going to bend the elbows. If you've got weights, the head of the weight is pointed toward the ceiling. Inhale, exhale, hammer curls. Inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then bringing it down. Still stay tilting forward. We'll do some flies to finish with the arms. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep your arms up on 1. Little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Palms face the sky. Pumping. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower it down slowly, slowly. Nice work, everyone. And just to finish off, no weight or one weight in each hand. Shrug and drop. Shrug and drop. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then just give everything a little shake, a little wiggle. We'll do come to standing, doing sit to stand challenge. First option, you can stack the palms over your heart center. I'm going to add weights on my shoulders. Or you might need to grab the side of the chair, but try not to do that. Try to do it unassisted. And the feet and the legs are parallel, feet flat. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We'll do 4, 3, 2. Don't land on 1, just hover over your chair seat, little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We straighten, very nice. And then I'm moving my weights. We'll put everything off to one side. Keep your chair handy. I need a box for all my toys here. My toy chest. All right, so now we're going to face the chair seat once again. And here, this may work for you or not. I'm going to use a block because I have short arms. It may be just fine for you just to have nothing there. If you don't have a block, but think you would need one, you might have some thick blocks of the same width to place on that chair. Just improvising. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to take the feet super wide. Go. So the feet come wide, and you're going to face your chair seat, and then as you slowly come down, you're going to either stack the forearms or stack the palms, or possibly rest your forehead on a low block. And you're going to pause here while you stretch out. The legs are straight. They're not hyperextended, but they're straight. And you're breathing. Imagine there's a strap around your hips that's pulling you to the wall behind. And you're breathing, resisting by the crown of the head going in the opposite direction. We'll pause here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go, coming up out of it slowly. Don't just pop up. You're still bending over your chair seat. Now you're going to shift the weight. Knee tracks over toes, left toes. Come over center, right knee tracks over right set of toes. See if you can stay in the same planes. You're not lifting up and going down. You're just going side to side like you're on a railroad track. Here we go. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Keeping the legs straight. Hands can be I'm going to do left hand on the chair seat, and then you're going to twist them up towards the sky. Now maybe you want to use a block. Maybe you don't. I think I'm just not going to use it today on this side. And we're stretching for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top arm comes down slowly, slowly. Now, left hand goes onto your chair seat. It's directly under your face. This is thread the needle, standing. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. For 4. You can move the legs. 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center slowly. Now the right hand goes under your face, directly on the chair seat. Left arm comes up. Thread the needle. Hold it up first for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now add thread the needle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And then that hand can return to your chair seat. You can heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. And you're going to still make a right angle with your body. So, crown of head runs up with tailbone. You're not going to let that head dangle. Whew. You're going to step back. This is a modified down dog. For 4. See if you can press your chest close to the tops of the thighs. 3. Stretch out that low back. 2. 1. And then slowly coming out of it, you can just take small steps to get back to your chair seat. You can use the back of the chair to come up. Nice and slow. And again, open the shoulders. Roll the chest. Roll the chest open. Nice. Okay, so now quickly we're going to go down on the mat. If you have anxiety about going on the floor, this is how you would use the chair to get up and down. Again, facing your chair seat. Most of the weight will go in your arms. Shift the weight to one leg as you float it down. Second knee joins it, and now you're on the earth. To get back up, same thing. Maybe you want to assist one leg forward. These back toes will stay tucked. The weight will go in the arms as you lift the bum. Inhale. Exhale. 1 foot under the chair seat, 2nd foot under the chair seat, and then slowly come up as needed, clasping the back of the chair seat. So nobody gets dizzy, nobody's going to fall over, pass out. So for those of you who are not using the chairs to get down, inhale up, face the narrow end of your mat. Exhale forward. Inhale up. Exhale, bow. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and stay down on this one. Exhale. Your feet are flat. They're in parallel. Toes point forward. Here you can let the head hang. Yeah. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Maybe some Mr. Ed. Horse lips. Lumber. And then you're going to keep your feet flat and you're going to micro bend the knees left and right. So now we're stretching out that low back area that gets nice and tight and crabby from too much sedentary business of sitting and driving, sitting and driving, etc. And then you're going to bring the micro movements with the legs to stillness. Hands can come to mat or low blocks as you step back into downward facing dog. Again, you're trying to press your chest close to the tops of the thighs. Bicycle pedal the heels. Wag your fluffy dog tail, your little butt. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go like we're going to land, but we're not going to land. So feet are in parallel, bend the knees like you're going to land, and then you stop, straighten the legs, press the chest close to the thighs. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can float the knees all the way down. Oh, mercifully, yes. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Press into child pose. Now this is where I use my impromptu bolster. I place it behind the backs of my knees. It helps create more space so that when you press back, you can get your hips closer to the heels. You can use props creatively. And just remember that props are your friends. And so here you're stretching the tops of the feet and the thighs. The forehead can rest on mat. Arms could be forward on the mat. Maybe they're beside the legs. And if the forehead doesn't reach the mat, option 1 is stacked palms. Rest the forehead there. Option 2, stacked fists. Rest the forehead there. Or if you have a little block, rest the forehead there. And then once you've organized your best version of Shavasana, maybe it's a static press. Maybe you just want to let that body melt into the earth. Or maybe it's little side movements, little wiggles, little micro movements, east to west, side to side. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Slowly, let's come halfway out of child pose. Only halfway. I'm going to re-pad my knees here just to be kind to my knees. Okay, so now you're halfway out of your child pose. You're going to take the top of your right foot, nestle it into the arch of the left foot. Then you're going to press back, just like you were in child's pose. We're pressing back, and you're smushing your bottom left foot. So now we're pumping new blood, chi, life force into that foot. And then you're going to take your hands and your arms on the floor to the left. Meanwhile, the right hip pushes away to the right, 45 degrees on the diagonal. Big stretch on the right side of the body. It could be a static press or little micro movements. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Coming slowly to center. Pausing in the middle here. Rising halfway out, flipping the feet. Top of the left foot nestles into the arch of the right foot, pressing back. Hands and arms go on the earth to the right. Left hip pushes away left, 45 degrees on the diagonal. Big, big stretch on the left side of the body. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Back to center. Whew. And then slowly coming out of it, unwinding the feet, using my little bolster. Let's come here into hands and knees. The hands can come into the upper edges, corners rather, of your mat. And we're just going to circle some hips. Just a few circles with the hips to remind them to stay lubricated and opened. And then we're going to circle the other way. Nice and easy. And then coming to stillness for that. Let's do some cat-cow. Here again, working on the spine. So focus your attention on your spine. If you want to tuck the toes for this, you can. Otherwise, you don't have to. So inhale, drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide. Exhale, arch and squeeze, navel to spine, just like a Halloween cat. So you're going forward and you're going back. Forward and back. Let's just do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to neutral and tucking the toes, pounding the tops of the feet. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly coming to stillness. Let's go ahead and come to sitting. You're going to face the narrow end of your mat if you're using a mat, a standard mat. And then from here, I want this, maybe my weights. Okay, so knees are bent, feet and legs in parallel. Think about lifting the chest. Think about dropping shoulders away. Posture is really important to be focused on, especially if you're dealing with bone density issues, right? So it's inhale forward, exhale back and squeeze. Inhale forward, exhale back and squeeze. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Let's roll all the way down. Draw the bent knees into the chest. And now, elongating the back of the neck as best you can. It won't ever be straight flat, but you don't want your chin pointing up towards the ceiling. Just try to keep that spine nice and level. So you're rocking side to side, or maybe you're circling on the sacrum, which is that bony part of the low back, near the bum. It's not up here by the kidneys. And if you're circling on the sacrum, be sure you're circling both directions. It should feel fairly yummy. And then coming back to center. Let's go ahead and splay the knees apart. Add your arms. In fact, I'm going to add weights. I'll add a hand weight to each hand here. And we're going to let the weight of the arms and your weights open up the hip crease even more. So this is a passive stretch. We're letting gravity do the work, our friend gravity. And since the feet are floating, you can flex and point the feet, spread the toes wide, circle the ankles. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly releasing all of that, the feet come down to earth and knees are still bent. Take the feet close to your bum. Knees are bent. I'm adding weight to my hip crease. Weight is optional. So let's think about tilting the pelvis forward on the mat as though you're spilling water out of the pelvic bowl. And then exhale, squeeze it back. So you're squeezing abdominals, quads, bum, and then the pelvic floor as well. For 4, 3, just hold it. 2, 1, tilting forward. Inhale forward. Exhale, take it back and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Tilting forward, we're still on the earth. Squeezing back for 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing, tilting forward, now pressing into your feet. Inhale. Exhale, lift up into bridge pose. So don't look side to side for this. The chin tucks into the chest. You're lifting the whole front body up toward the sky. I've got weights in the hip crease. For 4, 3, 2, 1. So from here, we're going to pump up to the sky. That's the movement. If you want more challenge, come up on your tippy toes. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted on 1 and tap the knees together. Now for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to neutral in the center. My heels are still lifted. Squeeze right butt cheek, squeeze left butt cheek, right and left for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then lifting it up and rolling it down, triple slow time, vertebra by vertebra. Like you're placing that spine down like a string of pearls. Take one knee into the chest, very mindfully. Second knee comes into the chest, very mindfully. Don't just pop them in there, because this is the counter stretch, the baby back bend we just did in bridge pose. Maybe you want to rock side to side. Maybe you want to be static press. Maybe you want to circle from that sacrum. Remembering if you're circling, go in both directions. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's go ahead and stretch the legs out. Now this is a trick that you might want to try. If you haven't got this prepared, don't worry. Traditional Shavasana. Arms and legs 30 to 45 degrees on the earth. Maybe something under your knees to protect the low back. If that doesn't work, you can do feet mat width apart. Knees not together in the center like a tent, restorative rest. What I'm recommending today, or if you can do this, you can try this later if you're not equipped to do this now. I've got my towel. And they make those little styrofoam curlicue things that you could use as well. There's any number of products you can use. And you're gonna try to place that roll, or you could just do a folded blanket. It doesn't have to be round, it could be flat, that might even be better. We're just beginning here. So you've got that right where the bottom of the shoulder blades end. It's where the bra line would be. And you're just opening up your chest. You're counteracting that slump. And then here again, you're not having that chin pointing up to the sky. See if you can keep it level. And you've got the back of the neck long. And you can rest in Shavasana like this. And that way you're correcting that sense memory, the cellular memory. Instead of the going forward, you go back up into correct posture. And then when you come out of it, you can just bend the knees and just roll to one side. So you can decide. And you can also do Shavasana with legs up the wall. And you can do it sitting in your chair. So many options to choose from. And then once you've organized your best version, just scan the body, noticing the effects of the practice. And then allowing those eyes to drop closed. You're going to breathe into any residual tension that might remain. And then once you've organized there, you're going to notice that deep relaxation forming in the soles of your feet, as though you're placing your feet in an imaginary hot tub. That warmth permeates the feet, the toes, the ankles. And then it moves into the low legs. Moving, it's enveloping the calves and the shins. And then it moves into the knee joints, permeating the complex structure of the knees. From there, it moves into the thighs, legs and feet becoming very heavy. And from there, it moves into the hips and pelvis. The low back releases, the buttocks release. And from the belly, it moves into waist and torso, enveloping the ribs, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, spleen, all the vital organs deeply relaxed. And from there, it goes into the chest and the shoulders. It rolls down both arms to the fingertips, all the way to the fingertips. And then it moves into the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, face and jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together. The whole body together now. The whole body together. While you rest here in Shavasana, there's a short quote from the author L.R. Knost, K-N-O-S-T. Do not be dismayed by the brokenness of the world. All things break, and all things can be mended. Not with time, as they say, but with intention. So go, love intentionally, extravagantly, unconditionally. The broken world waits in darkness for the light that is you. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring some gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And as you are ready, if you're on the earth, drawing the knees into the chest, giving yourself a well-deserved hug. And then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And then keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head up into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.